All right, what up, guys? Jeremy here with Grow Peaceful. We're doing our first episode of the podcast. I got Farmer Wiggles, aka Michael, here with me. He's our moderator on our Discord and our Reddit, and he helps out a lot. He's been doing a lot of farming tips over on our Facebook page as well as the Discord and the Reddit. And you say hi, Michael.
What's up, guys?
Um, we're just gonna do a quick little introduction podcast and talk about some simple things that people are asking over on our Facebook page is what they want to learn about. Uh, But basically, for people who don't know what we do, over at Grow Peaceful, we sell all-in-one grow kits for growing marijuana plants, like you see in the background there on Michael's camera. He has our Pound Dog genetic, which is from Speedrun Seeds, which is one of our partners. And what we do is sell an all-in-one soil that'll get you from seed to harvest with usually very little maintenance and very little added nutrients. And the goal is to make farming the plant you love way easier for everyone and way more affordable. So to get started, we had some people asking, basically germination is a big topic. People that are newer growers have trouble germinating seeds a lot, and how we do it over here at Grow Peaceful is we tell people to plant it directly in the soil. We have little videos showing off how to plant it in soil and whatnot. Um, but basically, how I do it personally is I will moisten my soil at the top, and I will take that seed, put it about ½ inch in the dirt, and cover it up. I don't pat it down. I don't throw no more water on top of it after the soil is moist. That's it. And a lot of people say put a humidity dome on it. The cheap way out of that is I take a water bottle, I'll cut the bottom off of it about yay big, and I will set it on top of that. And I have easily a 99+% germination rate doing that. I think the biggest problem we run into is people overwatering and plant their
Mhm.
seed too deep and packing that soil on it has been one of the problems here. So I suggest go over to our other videos on the channel. We show how to plant your seed, and it's as simple as it comes. You just don't want to pack soil on it too tight. Is that
Yeah,
how do you germinate?
I pretty much do the same thing. So I'll wet my soil first. I've heard that it doesn't matter if you do pH water at first. I don't know how true that is. So I tested it with Pound Dog here.
Yep.
I didn't pH the water. It germinated just fine. But what I do is I go to the first knuckle on my pinky. That's as far down as you need to go. Make sure your soil is nice and wet, not too wet. You want it just a little bit damp. Throw the seed in there. Doesn't matter how you put it in there. Doesn't matter what anybody says. Just put it in there. It's going to be a plant. It does naturally when it comes to it.
Yeah, and
Lightly cover it up. Go ahead.
to touch that pH thing, same thing with me. I don't pH when I germinate. I don't do my first pH of my water until it sprouts basically. And at that point, I don't water with anything but a spray bottle for the first like week or so,
Yeah,
week and a half.
I got one right here.
Yeah, do you have I just bought one of the little pump ones. Yeah, you have the
Yeah.
same exact one as me. I just got
Yep.
mine at
I'm
Walmart.
one.
So that's what I water with for the first week and a half. And I also, if you have problems with keeping your humidity up, but you can't afford to get like a humidifier or something, I use a spray bottle as well for getting my
Mhm.
humidity up, and that works amazing. But
Yeah, I did that a few times here.
to touch on the pH and the watering, that's another, probably the second biggest problem under germination is watering. People
Yeah.
overwater, underwater, or they're not pHing their soil properly, I've also found. Um,
A shot glass worth of water. That's all you need.
Basically at the start, yeah, a shot glass worth
Yep.
of water. Like I said, I use a sprayer around it. I get the top of that soil wet to where the water's
Mhm.
just starting to sit, and then I stop. Because at first, when you're watering and it's just a little seedling, it just has that little tiny taproot. It's
Oh,
about yay big, and it does
absolutely.
not take much water. Another thing is if you are gonna mist your soil, don't hit the leaves. If you hit the leaves, they can burn
Hmm.
up from the light.
Yep.
Very sensitive at such a young age. Even a fully grown plant, you don't want to get water on those leaves because they will burn up from the light. But
Yes, they will.
when you're starting to water, just use about a shot glass worth of water every watering. You'll probably at that early stage you'll probably water every other day. Usually, I'm finding I
Hmm.
water probably every 36 hours when I'm at that early stage.
Yeah.
Um,
I always tell people just do a shot glass, and once that one's second up, once
yep.
every 1 or 2 days, increase it to 2 shot glasses, then go to a turkey baster and go from there.
Yeah, that's another thing. A lot of people use a turkey baster. I mean I'm 22 years old, guys. I don't own a turkey baster, so I
I
just
don't either. I'm 28, so
I just use a red Solo cup is what I usually go up to after the shot glass. But I do make sure you're pH in your water even at the early stages because that plant will thank you in the long run.
yes, it will.
Um, Another thing with your pH, around 6.5. I've been seeing here recently a lot of people are watering about 6.3, I've realized. I still sit at the 6.5 mark and it works great for me. If you ever realize you're watering at 6.5, yet you're still seeing deficiencies and don't know why, overwater a little
Right.
bit, get your runoff and test your runoff and see if it's high or low and if you
Yeah.
need to adjust the pH of what you are watering according to that. Because I realized a lot of growers here recently will be even like with our buckets, they're supposed to get you far into grow. Um, Within around certain marks where they shouldn't be seeing deficiencies, they're seeing deficiencies, and usually it comes out to be a pH problem. Because usually
Yep.
that plant usually isn't even hungry no more. It's still got plenty of nutrients. It's just not uptaking it. Um, how
I
old's
have
that?
that issue.
I'm gonna say, how old's that plant behind you there, Michael?
We are on day 34,
34.
I believe. 34,
How many days of flower is that?
10 days.
10 days? Okay.
Yep.
And that plant's as green as ever. You're just pH in 6.5, I assume?
Yep. There's a reservoir right behind me filled with five
Awesome.
gallons straight for it. It's all pH 6.5.
Nice. Do you fill that reservoir beforehand and then pH it in there? Or do you pH your water as you're dumping it in?
I have another 5 gallon bucket that I pH first and then dump in.
Okay. Yep. I just personally started the auto pot. I was filling my buckets first. It's a 12-gallon system. So I fill it
Mm-hmm.
up, I pH my water, and then I dump it in the reservoir. I found that to be easier because trying to pH upwards of
Yeah.
12 gallons of water isn't necessarily easy.
No, that's
Um,
a lot of pH down for me.
It's yeah, I'm about to say I tried it one time with another grow I was doing, where I built like a homemade reservoir and I was pHing. I used like a quarter bottle of pH up and down 'cause I kept screwing it up so bad.
Yep.
Um, so a few of the other topics that we're gonna cover today are the basics, basically humidity and temperatures, lighting, and like your distance of your lighting, your par, your airflow. Airflow is a real big thing that I don't see a lot of growers doing, and that you'll run into problems with that also. And
Mhm.
we're also gonna get a little bit into the training of your plants to try to get a bigger yield out of them. Um,
Yeah.
so But back to the watering real quick. So yeah, like we said, for the first few weeks, you're gonna be shot glass and about a turkey baster's worth of water, and then you slowly work your way up. My plants that I currently have going, I have three plants. Two are in the 4 gallon Grow Peaceful buckets, and another one's in one of our round 2 gallon buckets, which is for another project. I just threw our soil in it also, just to run it. I did have substitute
Mhm.
little nutrients because it was not a full size bucket. But for those, at the peak of the 4 gallon buckets, before they stopped drinking as much, they were drinking a gallon of water a day each,
Ooh,
which is a lot of water. It was a daily watering of a gallon. They were eating it up. I think
geez,
those are
my
the
white widow and Salada were only half a gallon every other day.
Yeah, I thought it was probably one of the crazy. It was two wedding cheesecakes by Fast Buds, and they drank so
Ooh.
heavy for some reason. I've never had that before. Now they've slowed down. Now they're drinking about a gallon every other day, every 3 days. But at their peak, they
Dang.
were drinking a lot of water.
Dang.
So basically, the plant will tell you what it wants. So it,
Yes, it will.
and the thing is if the top of your soil looks dry, that does not mean it's dry. I suggest as you're growing, get used to
Mhm.
maybe picking your pot up, whatever you're growing in, and get a little bit of a feeling for the weight as you're growing, because you'll start realizing when it's dry and when it's not. 'Cause if you overwater, that's another thing you're getting into is root rot. If you overwater,
Yep.
even if you have good drainage, the bottom of that container still won't drain fast enough, and you're going to get a root rot, and
Yep.
basically that's going to kill your plant off or make it struggle its way through the rest of its grow.
Another thing I learned recently too was with overwatering. If you overwater too much, that's going to be the leading cause of phosphorus deficiency. Which an
Yeah,
easy way to determine that too is when you have those red stems that everyone asks about. Usually, with people that you see with overwatering, which I mean I've done it, my plants get it. Luckily, Hound Dog over here has actually been doing pretty good, but
yeah,
all my other plants have had it.
Yeah, that's a big thing. I get asked a lot about red and purple stems, and that's usually
Mhm.
it's not getting the right nutrients at that point because you've done drained the nutrients. Also,
Yep.
pH issues will cause you to have those stem color changes also.
Yeah,
Um,
fluctuating pH.
but the next thing I wanted to touch base on was our temperatures and our humidity. They say
Mhm.
the peak temperatures for growing. I don't know what you do. I try to keep my temperatures about mid 70s through the
Mhm.
grow, and then I drop them slightly into flower if possible. As for humidity, I don't ever try to really go over about 60%, 65%, depending on what part of the grow I'm in. Early stages, I'll
Yeah.
run it a little higher because you can get away with it, but once you're getting into that flower, you want to keep your humidity lower and try. If
Yep.
you have too much humidity, you're gonna run into problems like bud rot and whatnot. What we got there?
Oh, right here,
Which
some purple panty dropper from Humboldt Seed Company.
purple panty dropper? And you just
Yeah.
harvested that one, didn't you?
Yep. Today,
Let's
that
see.
along with Blue
You
Dream.
got a whole bunch of stuff up there. Who
Yes.
was the blue dream
Oh
through?
yeah. So Blue Dream is actually from some seeds that I bought a while back, over a year ago from Fast Buds. But I ran it with a mix of probably 80% GP soil with Fox Farm.
Okay, cool.
So it was already hot soil from my first grow. It didn't even get a rest. I literally
Yeah,
took roots out, threw some Fox Farm in, and then ran it. So it had a rough start to its life
makes
because
sense.
it was hot from all the flower newts that I threw in there from new grower mistakes, you know?
Yeah, that'll happen. I've been there.
Yeah.
I've even to this day I'll still every once in a while
Mhm.
overcalculate I need on certain grows and I will nuke some plants.
Yep.
Um,
That's why we're just no newts on this run.
yeah.
None. Just water.
What temperatures do you aim for when you're growing? Not what you're
Well,
hitting right now.
yeah, definitely not what I'm at right now. Right now we're sitting at 80 degrees because where I'm at it's kind of warm. But if I could, ideally during flower where I'm currently at, I would like to be anywhere from probably 65 to 72
Yep,
for throughout flower, with around like a 60 RH, maybe 55. That'd be my ideal right
same.
now.
That sounds
Other than
about the
that,
same.
veg, yeah, vegetate. Oh my gosh, veg and germination that can be 75 to 82 ish, kind of like where I'm at now.
Yep.
That's where I swing around. And then humidity would be around 70, 65, 70, just whatever comes with it.
Yeah, I aim for around the same thing. In my veg stages
Mm-hmm.
and early growth, I don't really I don't stress it too much. You can grow way
Yeah.
hotter, especially I currently my current batch. They're all hybrids, but they're all sativa leaning. Sativas can take a little
Yeah.
bit more heat. I've found they grow a
Yes.
little
They're a
better in the
warmer
heat.
weather plant.
Um, as for indicas, though, I found they do like it'll be a little cooler. And
Yes.
if you don't have it as cooler, then sometimes it won't perform as
Yeah.
well. Um,
You
I,
run burning off some terps too, or some trichomes,
yeah,
sadly.
yeah, that's
I mean, that's the same with sativa too, but
same with
just any
sativas.
plant above 80, you run that risk.
And as for the RH, like I said, about when I'm in flower, I try to aim 55%. And
Mm-hmm.
once I go back to drying, if once I trim dry, the what everybody says
Mm-hmm.
is 60-60 is the prime hot spot. A lot of people can't
Yeah.
achieve that though. That's hard to achieve, especially if you're growing in like just a bedroom of your house, like I
Yeah.
am. My house
Or
is
me.
not. Yeah, yeah, you too. My house is not 60 degrees. My house is about I run my house right now about 68 degrees, which still works.
Mm-hmm.
As
Yeah.
for your humidity, that's kind of more hard to control. Versus you can control temperatures a
Mm-hmm.
little easier if you're in a controlled climate, but your humidity, um, that goes back to using spray bottles if you can, a humidifier,
Yeah.
dehumidifier. Um,
So I actually just talked about this in the on the Facebook group, going over the temperature, humidity, and then we also talked about VPD. And I was telling them at the end of my post that that's how I do it. I go by a VPD because it's much easier to control one element. You have a
yeah,
constant like me. If I have a constant of 80 or 78 to 82 degrees, if I can change my humidity, that changes all aspects of my grow to whatever stage I need it to be in.
Yep.
Just the less variables for me, much easier my grow is going to be.
That's a good point. Yeah. That's I aim for I try to control my humidity versus temperature as much as I can too.
Yep, that's what I do.
I found control my humidity, I get better grows versus temperatures. You can kind of you got to remember these things are
Mm-hmm.
grown out in the wild. Like
Yes, yes,
they
they
go through
are.
all sorts of temperatures. I grow outdoors in the summertime, the spring, summer, early fall, and it
Mm-hmm.
can hit upwards of 110-degree heat index outside where I live,
Yeah.
and the humidity can be 90 plus percent.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I run into bud rot a lot outdoor grows, but
Yeah. Yes, you do.
you're unfortunately gonna get that. Uh,
And that's where it also comes into knowing the strain and knowing the plant
yep.
that you're growing. Got to plan for the weather that or your conditions.
Yes, that's don't if you live in a climate like me, you're probably not gonna be growing many indicas outside, that's for sure. Uh, and you
Same.
I'm a real big fan of OG Kush. I would never be able to grow an OG Kush
Mm-hmm.
outdoors where I live. They don't
Yeah.
vend good to it. They like it a little colder. They like a lower humidity, I found.
Yeah.
But I was growing plant. We have some plants on our website. I grew a strawberry pie outdoors not long ago, which I think is indica dominant also, but it did very well. I had
Mm-hmm.
zero bud rot. It was a real big plant. I grew it at the tail end of the summer. I harvested it I think mid August, start September roughly, and it came out
Awesome.
amazing. It was about a 3.5 ounce plant without, and I wasn't even the one that took care of that one personally. I started it indoors. I had it indoors for a few weeks. I had to clear a little room out for a different grow, so I took it out to technically my grandparents' house, and they grew one other plant one time, did just as good,
Mm-hmm.
and they have zero knowledge of growing. And all they do is just water it. They didn't even pH the water. It
Yeah.
was straight out of their garden hose. They'd water it once, usually every other day. It was about 3/4 gallon of water, and it did great all through the summer.
I feel like this new soil, you don't have to pH as much. It's a little bit more lenient.
So I'm not. So yes, the new soil we did work real hard on getting the pH balance back around to
Mm-hmm.
6.5.
Yeah.
That was one of the biggest things we were pushing. That and getting more magnesium in the soil.
Uh-huh.
So we got way more CalMag in that soil mix, along with the pH is way better balanced. We also upped our
Yeah.
nutrients a bunch. If you look at so the soil he currently has was released, I want to say October 1st or 2nd of this year,
Mm-hmm.
and the previous soil before that was probably about 2.5 months before that is when that came along, and there was a big hop between those two soils and how well they've
Yeah.
lasted. Like I said, his plants,
I've had both.
yeah, he's had both, and you could see a clear difference between the plants at the same time.
Yes. Yes, you can.
So that being said, we are actually working on upping our nutrients even more on this next batch, which is going to actually come out this Friday, I want to say, is when I think I'm going to have it hit the ground. And
Mm-hmm.
it'll be the same exact mix as what's behind him right there and what we're currently running. We're just upping some of the nutrients by a little bit to kind of give it a longer, not longer lasting, but a heavier feed. And that's gonna be our goal over the next couple months. Is as I'm dropping soil and getting new soil mixes coming in, I'm going to keep upping the nutrients by a slight bit. We're just gonna push it as far as we can. We would like to be able to see the biggest plants and some heavy feeders be able to be grown. And the goal
Yeah.
is to keep upping it until we hit the point where the early stage plants are starting to kind of get that little. You can kind of see them
Yeah.
burning a slight bit,
Get a little bit of burn.
and then we'll back it
Mm-hmm.
off a slight bit to the perfect ratio till we find that.
Yep.
And that's gonna be what we're probably gonna be working on until probably the first quarter, first half of next year. We'll just keep upping it.
Okay.
Other things we're working on right now is the mushroom stuff. We're working on the mushroom kits. Those will be released. We're aiming for Thanksgiving, Black Friday, kind of right there. Probably Thanksgiving night, Black Friday day, if not that weekend, hopefully. As long as
Yeah, I can't
everything
wait for those.
falls into place, basically. We have
Mhm.
what, 15 testers currently, I want to say. Something like that. Are you in the test group, Michael?
No, I'm not.
I thought I invited you to that group. I'll send you an invite to it in a bit. But we got a test group. A bunch of people growing it. I think we have had all but one person have success on getting theirs started.
Okay.
Uh, Everything's going off without a hitch, it seems like, and the goal is, like I said, to have that release around Black Friday. The one hiccup with that, it will be on a separate website that is due to
Mhm.
card processing reasons and bank reasons.
Yeah.
There's a lot that goes into getting a weed website going, getting a shroom website going, and unfortunately they don't
Yeah.
cross at the same time. You would think they would cross, they used to, but over the last couple months, with
Yeah.
changes going on and all the moving parts in the weed industry and the shroom industry, uh, they've uncrossed for the most part. So we'll be on two separate processors. It'll be just as easy, though the website's going to be basically the
Mhm.
same as our current website. The URL is even growpeaceful2.com. So once that's up,
Oh, that's easy.
it's as easy as it gets. You got our normal website, Grow Peaceful. The other one's Grow Peaceful 2. Just the
That's
number 2, nothing
pretty
else.
simple.
So and it'll be a real simple website. It won't have as much on it as the current website. It'll just have the shroom kits. You'll probably
Yeah.
have a little bit of merchandise on there, and then your basic customer support tabs, a review tab, whatnot.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's been a real big project that Jeff's been working on, and I think I've been busting on the website here a lot recently, and I think I'll have it good to go come Thanksgiving, as long as the card processor accepts all our paperwork through in time.
Oh, yeah. I can't
Um,
wait for those buckets.
yeah, I think we'll do real good with those. I think a lot of people will like those. We're
Mhm.
going to, what a lot of other shroom companies are doing is they're not sending you the all-in-one. It's you buy
Mhm.
usually your culture or your spores. You buy the little syringe,
Mhm.
and from there you have to go
You got to
buy it.
inoculate it yourself,
You
right?
got to inoculate. You got to go buy your own grain bags or whatever you want growing. A lot of people growing. I think
Mm.
is it the rice bags? Is it Uncle Ben's rice or something? A lot of people growing, I want to say. It's something
I have
like
no
that.
clue. I don't know anything about mushrooms.
Yeah, I want to say a lot of people growing like rice and stuff because it's real simple. I've heard the Uncle Ben's brand of rice stuff's real good to grow those in. But what we're
Mhm.
doing is we're offering the all-in-one, so it comes with the bags you're growing in and everything. We'll have the instruction. It'll probably be video instructions along the way as to what
Mhm.
what you need to do and everything from start to finish. I think the hardest part of the whole thing is you basically have to boil some water at the start. At some point, you have to boil
Oh,
some water, and that's that.
that, hey, that's too easy. It's just like having to add water to soil to plant the seed.
Yeah, basically, I'm about to say it's I don't want to call everybody dummies, but it is Shroom for Dummies.
Yeah.
As always, make sure you follow your state guidelines. Same with everything. Follow your state
Yeah.
guidelines, or just follow your state guidelines. That I have to say that at least.
Legal reason.
Legal reasons.
Legal reason.
They will be available to, I want to say 47 of the 50 states. There is 3 states we can't ship to off the top of my head. I don't remember. I think Idaho might be one. Maybe Georgia. Don't quote me on that. I know Idaho
But
for a
potatoes
fact is
can.
one, but there's only 3 states we cannot ship to. So if you gotta drive next door, whatever, drive next door. Uh,
Get a PO box.
yeah. Um, but back to what we were talking about. What did we hit last? We hit our humidity and temperatures.
Yeah.
Let's talk about lighting for a minute. We won't go too deep into lighting. That would be another topic for another day, probably. There's a lot to
Yeah.
that.
That's a lengthy one.
But for beginners, when you're starting your plant and you're putting your light on it, not everybody has a light that has a little dial on it to control the intensity. So if you don't
Right.
have, I'm gonna say if you don't have the dial, don't sweat it. But if you do have a dial, I suggest you start at about 20 to 25% intensity
Yeah.
when you start. Keep your light. I tell everybody 18 to 24 inches off your plant, off the top, off the canopy of your plant, until obviously if the plant gets too tall, it looks like your plant behind you is too tall to where you can't raise it any farther. Or in like my case, I got some real tall plants right now. At that point, get your light as high as you can. But
Yeah.
as the grow picks up, crank your intensity up 10% here, 10% there. if you're like me, once I hit flower, a couple days in flower, I crank my intensity up to about 100% damn near. I push the par. A lot of people
I'm
tell,
about to.
yeah, I'm gonna say a lot of people tell you not to. I personally do, just because I don't know, just how I've been doing it for a long time now.
Got to use the last of the
I'm gonna say,
photosynthesis. Oh, you got it.
yeah, I'm gonna say I try to push it as hard as I can. You will, if you are
Mm-hmm.
pushing your light really hard, you can run into some nutrient deficiencies because that plant will start eating
Mm-hmm.
heavier.
Yep.
Another thing is light cycles. The big one is 18/6 is what everybody says to run. 18 hours of light, 6 hours of no light. You can buy a little timer on Amazon for like $5, $10.
Yeah.
That plugs right into an outlet, and you plug your lights into it or whatever, and it will control your time. Real simple to use. Uh, some other cycles would be I see a lot of people do 20 hours on and 4 hours off. I even
Mhm.
say 22 and 2.
Yep.
Me personally, I'm running 24 on. Uh,
Same.
I do
I'm
I
the same way.
suggest it? Do I suggest it? Not always. I do like to run 18/6 a lot of time because I feel like giving the plant a little rest is good, or you'll once again it'll eat a lot. But
Mhm.
that falls back. I push my plants really hard, and I can kind of
Yeah.
pick out when there's a problem. I can kind of get rid of it. But if you're a beginner, I suggest trying an 18/6 light cycle. Let that plant get a little rest and keep your light at about not the full intensity until maybe
Mhm.
mid flower. Then you can crank it up and
Yeah.
let it fry at the end there. Um,
Yeah.
what's another one? Your so the term for measuring your light intensity is par. We'll dive deeper into that in another podcast, but basically for par, that's your measurement of light intensity. You can buy little
Yep.
meters that will read your par, or there's an app on the phone called Photon
Photo.
or
Yeah.
Photon, something like that. It's you buy the
Something.
app's free, but to get the light reading, it's what $4 or $5 on the app.
Yeah. You're supposed to. Yeah. And you're supposed to get some paper to put over it,
Yep,
depending on if you have
there's
iPhone or not. Yeah.
so yeah, if you have depending on your phone, you get a certain type of paper that you put over your camera when measuring your light. I don't remember it's called something pound. Is it 2021?
20, 22 pound paper.
22 pound paper? I know William
Mhm.
knows real well. I always forget what it
Oh,
is.
yes, he
Um,
does.
So yeah, that's the cheap way out of checking your pars. Get this app, then you get the right type of
Mhm.
paper you can go buy for a couple bucks at store. Wrap a little strip around the camera of
Mhm.
your phone, and you hold it up to like the canopy of your plant around your tent, and it'll measure the
Yep.
intensity. Um, I don't know what intensity you try to aim for at your canopy. Like I said, I burn my plants. Basically, I give them the full dose of light as soon as I start flowering.
Um. So, I guess from veg, I go same thing as you. I start at like 20, 25% and bump up from there. If the plant's just aggressively growing, I'm gonna increase. I'm
Yep,
just gonna start throwing more at it. If it wants more, it's gonna get more. So we
yep,
just keep going from there.
yeah.
And
That's
then
how I
I
am.
just raise the light as the plant gets too close to it. I just keep upping and upping.
We'll dive deeper into the pars on another episode and actually get you numbers from a bunch of our different customers of what they're using.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't use par.
I'm about to say
I go off of plant.
I don't measure my par. I just kind of read the plant and let it do its thing.
Yep.
Um,
Veg, I go for flat leaf. For veg, flower, you kind of see right here, you go for that 45-degree angle upward at the light.
yep,
It's eating.
that's and then another thing is back with your light distance to kind of tell
Mm.
if your plant needs more or less light, you'll see it stretching. If your plant is real
Yep.
young, it's going to be about yay tall off the start. If it starts stretching this big but its stem's getting no bigger, its leaves are getting no bigger, you need to lower
Hmm.
that light and up the intensity. If you don't up that
Yep.
intensity or lower light, that plant's going to fall over. Then you have to sit there and build dirt up on it and hold it up or put a little chopstick in with it.
Been there
Um,
too many times.
yeah, I've been there a few times, but the goal is to make sure that plant's getting enough light. You can
Hmm.
get a decent grow light for $100 off Amazon. Something that,
Yeah.
especially for our buckets. For these buckets, they don't require a
Hmm.
lot. I grew my when we were in the testing phase of these buckets, we were growing them everywhere. I grew my first ever one in a closet in my bedroom. I grew two side by side in there. Um,
Hmm.
it was our original genetics. I don't remember the strain. It was gummy bears and OG Kush. Those were two strains we had back when we started, and I grew them under one light in my closet. and that was that. I didn't put no mylar up. I didn't do nothing. I just watered them out of
Hmm.
a milk jug, and I didn't pH the water, nothing. Since then, I've upgraded a lot, several tents, several lights, all
Yeah.
sorts of stuff. But you can grow these things as simple as you want, and the main thing is light, just light and water.
Yep. It really is
Um,
all in one. That's
I'm gonna say
all
all in
it is.
one. That's the goal, is all in one. Another thing I want to touch base on is like airflow. Having a good airflow is very important. That's how you avoid
Yep.
getting bud rot and mildew and all those
Yep.
things. As for your airflow, biggest things, the best things you can get is those little clip-on fans you put in there. I'm assuming, yeah, you
Okay.
have one right there, right in the back
Right
there. He has
there.
one, and then your inline fan. Where's your inline fan in that tent? Do you have one?
So I have mine a little differently.
Okay,
So down here at the bottom is
I
my
see it
exhaust
there.
fan.
Okay,
So, and my fan's back there behind the tent, venting out, and then my intake is up there at the top, but it sucks in from a fan that's over on the other side that you can't see.
okay, cool. So you have two fans running, intake, outtake.
Yeah,
Okay,
pretty
cool.
much.
So yep, that's the best thing you can do there is to get yourself one of those little clip-on fans.
Mm,
If you can't even do that, if you can find like a little just little fan that can sit on the ground and just get some airflow in there, that's real good.
yeah.
You can even buy some lights. Your lights probably have those Viva Sun lights. Yeah, they have a fan in them
Yep.
at the top. Those some
They work
brands,
pretty good.
yeah, some brands of lights will have a fan at the top, keep a little airflow. Um, Me personally, I run 5x5 tents currently. I have two clip fans in them and on each corner, and they blow down. They blow at the top of my canopy about halfway through. I have the Vivo Sun ones. They have what, six settings on them. I keep them on about three, and they blow at the top of my canopy to kind of give that strength to the stems as well.
Yeah.
You don't want to have too much airflow blowing on the plant though, because
Nope.
you can give it a wind stress and it can mess the leaves
I'll take
up and
pictures of
hurt the
it.
grow. Yeah.
I have just a little bit.
Yeah. Send me some pictures over. I can probably pop them up on the screen.
Yeah.
As for your inline fans and your carbon filters and all that, like he says, he has a two-fan system. He has one fan that is blowing fresh air in at all times, and he has one that is
Mhm.
bringing it out. When you're bringing it out, you can hook a little carbon filter up to it,
Yep.
and they'll kind of kill the smell off in your house. Thing with those
Works amazing.
yeah, thing with those carbon filters, you have to wash the cloth piece that goes around it
Mhm.
after usually every grow, they say, or else it won't work good no more.
Yeah, they build up or they clog up pretty easy.
Take it from me. My house has started stinking up recently because I didn't wash mine in between two grows, and now it is, yeah, not working too well. I just bought new carbon filters actually because of it.
We have a carbon filter in our house filter as well.
Oh, smart. Yeah, I need to get a few more going, kill the smell off. But yeah, best thing you can do is get some inline fans going and
Hmm.
try to get some good airflow. Which one's that?
It's still
Still
purple.
the propane purple panty dropper.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. That's the whole plant right there.
I was at a
Right.
That wasn't a bad plant. What do you think your yield be off that?
Maybe ounce and a half, two
Ounce and a
ounce.
half.
We'll weigh it up in
Yep.
a week.
And now we're talking about yields. We can hop in our next topic real quick. Training, your stress training and your topping and whatnot. We're only
Hmm.
going to cover those two for the night. Let's start with
That's
LSTing, low
fine.
stress training. There's several methods, many methods to training.
Many.
The basic ones,
I can example it.
awesome. That
So you
looks
got
good.
like your yeah. So you got your basic LST. So say your plant's growing up upright.
Yep.
Normal LST is just going to be leaning the plant over. Leaning the
Yeah.
plant over is going to allow each node here to get equal amount of light. And if you get all your tops to be equal, how we have it back here, the way the cannabis feeds is the highest part of the plant gets the most nutrients. So if they're all the same, every single bit of the plant up there, you're gonna have nice, fat, dense buds.
Yep. Um, Yeah, so like you said, the easiest part is just even if you don't have anything to tie it down, when you're first trying to plant,
Mm,
just walk in there and kind of bend those stems a little bit. The littlest bit helps.
yep.
Another form of training, real simple. Yeah, the little wires
Tie.
are real good. Another form of training, real simple, is using just leaf tucking. What you do with that
Yep.
is you go to your plant, you look at all your leaves, you take those biggest leaves and you tuck them under the smaller leaves. So your big fan leaves, you want to tuck them below your other leaves, and as you're doing that, it promotes bigger growth out of them lower
Yeah.
sites.
You'll take this, and then you just bend it down.
Bend it down and tuck it. If you have a bunch of growth going on, you can take those other leaves and use them to hold that leaf down. Um, and then, like I said, tie downs. So depending on what you're growing in, like the
Mm-hmm.
buckets, what I've been doing is I'll take a drill and I will drill little holes at the top there, make a little ring around it. Did you drill some holes on yours? Yeah, you did too. So see how he has his
Yep.
holes? Take those, tie them, and then put little ties around each branch and pull them downwards. And then, like he said, that'll get everything flat. Yeah, that's perfect. You train that plant so beautifully.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
hey,
That's the result of mainlining.
so
That's a whole nother.
that's a whole nother topic. But some other low stress training tips is get a scrog net.
Yep.
And you can put that. It'll basically it's a little net with a bunch of squares on it, about yay big, and it's stretchy. You put it in your tent, hook it to all four sides, and put it at the canopy of your plant, and slowly lower it on the plant while folding all your branches over to spread your plant out wide. Um, Yep, right there. So
Trellis net.
that right there would be a trellis net, scrog net. I call it scrog net. I don't think that's really the right term necessarily. Trellis net's the right term.
I mean, it
Um,
depends on how you look at it.
yeah, but so you take that, you hook it all four corners of your the poles in your tent to hold up, and yeah, you just fold the plant under it and let it
Yeah.
grow.
You're
It'll
just
grow its
bending the
way back
tops
up.
down.
Um, I personally grow trellis nets a lot. I like growing with those. They're the easiest form, in my opinion, of training. It takes very little
Mm-hmm.
maintenance. You can just keep folding your plant down under it as you're growing, and eventually it will grow up through that net so much where you can't fold it under no more. But that's how you get a bunch more tops going, and you can spread that plant out
Yep.
wide and let the whole thing get light. Um, then there's other things you can do. You don't even have to train necessarily. You can just let that plant go. I have my
Yeah, you
my
can.
my three plants currently are not even trained. I took them, I started them. They get the problem with that. You'll get a Christmas tree basically. It's gonna the top bud, your top main cola is going to be a big old bud, and then it's gonna slowly come down is like a Christmas tree. So your lower bud sites
Mm-hmm.
are not gonna get as much. I did lollipop it. Lollipopping
Yep.
is basically where you take all that lower growth that's not gonna really, they'll be larvae, it'll be small little buds, and just pick it on off. And you basically will you
Mm-hmm.
lollipop about the bottom quarter to bottom third of the plant usually, is what I found.
Yeah.
Um,
We were just starting to do that a little bit ago to this plant.
yeah, yeah. You want to show us that plant one more time so I can kind of explain what you take off? Yeah, so if you look at that plant there where I have the mouse right here, you take all this lower growth down here off, and then you'd have about here down would have no growth, and the rest up would have all the growth. And that kind of promotes all them top bud sites that are getting more light to get all the nutrients pushed into them. So you got a little fan there on the outside too. I like that.
Yeah, that's what's pushing the air up into
Yep,
the intake.
smart. Um,
Yeah.
So I just wanted to touch base on this real quick. Throw this in the middle for people who are actually still listening to us rant on and on. We're gonna do.
Right.
I want to do a grinder giveaway this first episode. He has a grinder right here that he got. Grow Peaceful grinders. You can get them on the website for $15. I want to say. It's a four-part grinder. They're a little on the smaller end. But they
A
got,
little bit.
yeah,
They work.
they got all four
I got
compart
bud in there.
yeah, all four compartments. Even has a little keef catcher at the bottom with a little scraper. So basically, to enter into that giveaway, I want you to go down the comment section of this video and just comment what your favorite topic was we talked about, and you'll be entered in. I'll draw that within 48 hours of this video releasing. I'm not quite sure when I'm gonna release this. Hopefully, probably tomorrow. But as soon as this video releases 48 hours, then I'll draw the winner, and the winner will be, I will probably comment under your comment asking for you to send me over an email or something. And then I'll also announce the winner in the next podcast if I remember. Um, and then another thing I want to touch base on is our social medias. We do a lot of giveaways over there. We have very active communities that you can learn a whole
Mhm.
bunch. You go over there, you ask a question, it's answered within the hour usually, no matter what.
Yeah.
You can ask questions at 3 in the morning and it's usually still answered within a few hours. Um, so we got a bunch of different social medias. Our biggest one right now is our Facebook group. We have a Facebook group called Grow Peaceful Connected. You hop on Facebook, Grow Peaceful Connected. The logo is just a black Grow Peaceful logo, I believe, on the group,
Yeah.
and it has what I don't even know how many members we're at now. Probably about 1.5k. One
One.
point. Does that sound
Yeah.
about right?
It's in
I'm up.
between 1.3 to 1.5.
1.5k. I will put a link to that in the top comment. I'm gonna pin a comment with all of our links. So, but yeah, basically you hop on there and it will look like that when you click on it. And then we got that. We got our normal Facebook page, which if you search "Grow Peaceful 420" all one word, it'll pop up. It's the white logo, and it will have about 1.7k followers. That's where you can get all the updates. Also, you see a bunch of customer pictures get posted to there all the time. Um, some other things we're currently doing on social medias. We have our Twitter page. Just I want to say grow. Is it grow
It's just
underscore
real
peaceful?
peaceful.
Is it just grow
Yep.
peaceful? It should probably pop up
Yeah.
if you search grow peaceful on Twitter.
It does.
Um, that doesn't. A couple hundred followers over there. It's still active.
Yeah.
Still gets the same posts as the Facebook page. Our Instagram's our other big one. That might be our biggest now. I think we're coming up on 2K followers over there. We are at, yeah, we're less than 20 from 2K over on Instagram. That's also Grow Peaceful 420, one word. It will pop right on up. Um, I post stuff all the time over there. We get tagged by a bunch of creators over there, so I share their stuff on our story. We got a Discord server now. I'll put the link to
Yeah.
that in description. That's kind of like our most active supporters basically.
Man,
Mike,
from talking nonsense.
yeah, if you want to talk anything from growing to just anything, people talk about anything over there. We
Oh
have
yeah.
we have a public chat. We have a bunch of chats with pictures in it, all sorts of stuff. People talk about gaming over there, talk about cars, all sorts of stuff. It's kind of just the
Okay.
most active part of the community, the real niche active part. And then
Mhm.
what else we got? We got our Reddit page. You just search
We do.
Grow Peaceful. Is it Grow Peaceful or Grow Peaceful Connected?
Yep. It should just be grow peaceful.
Grow Peaceful, so subreddit, Reddit/Grow Peaceful. That'll pop
Yep.
up. We're sitting at probably just south of 100 members over there, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it was in the 70s.
70s.
We're getting there.
We just started that one up. That also is getting a little more active, more stuff going on over there. I think you'll
Yeah.
have a whole nother community over there here soon, separate from everything else. Um,
Most likely.
I think that's all of our social medias, right? That sounds about right.
Yeah. The Facebook, Discord, Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it, Instagram. Yeah, I think that's it.
Awesome. Like I said, if you want to talk to Michael, he's over. Like I said, he's on all the social medias. He's literally on all of
Hmm.
them. He is the moderator, one of the
Yeah.
moderators over on Discord. He is my sole moderator over on Reddit currently.
I wrote it.
Um, and then we have our other moderator, William. He's over on our. He's a moderator on Discord and
Hmm.
Facebook, and then he also is the one that does our posts on our Facebook and Twitter page. If you want to get a hold of me, it's not hard. I'm everywhere, anywhere and everywhere.
Yeah.
Uh,
Get a hold of me. I can get a hold of him. It don't.
yeah, I mean,
We we can get him.
we all, yeah, I'm not hard to get a hold of. Really not at all. Hell, if you call the
Jeff
right,
might be in his office though. You never know.
yeah, and then if you want to talk to Jeff, Jeff is my stepfather. I don't think I've touched base on him really. He's the founder of the company, CEO. Um, he's always in the office. By office, I mean he is always fly fishing. Good luck getting a hold of
Hmm.
him. No, I'm kidding. He's always active on our face. He's active on the Facebook group mostly. He'll bullshit with you all day on there. Some other mentions of people that you can run into is my mother.
Amy, her
Amy,
birthday today too.
yep, my mother Amy. She is her birthday today, and then
Hmm.
she's a moderator over on the Facebook group. Um, and then we have the same niche people all the time talking, the same probably 30, 40
Oh
people that
yeah.
are always talking on the Facebook group.
Yeah.
I'm try and think. Is there anyone, I think that's everyone who's kind of within the workings of the socials there right now.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, right.
as for, let's see, do I have any other topics I wanted to hit real quick? Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about some of
Okay.
our creators too. We work with a lot of YouTubers and Instagram influencers. I'm gonna feel bad because I missed several of them, naming them because there's quite a few. But some of the bigger ones we're working with currently, Green Magic Gardening. A lot of you have found us off of him. A big portion of people have found us from him, and then Stone Barrington, a big portion have found us from him. Those are probably the two biggest careers we currently work with. William, that we were talking about, our moderator, he started posting on YouTube, True Growers 420. He's
Yep.
posting, he's real active over there. He's always doing tips and tricks for the buckets. Um, some of the other ones we've been working with for a long time, Grow Cannabis. She was the second one we ever worked with. She's real active over on her Instagram page. I think it's just Grow Cannabis over there. I can pull it up real quick to make sure. Yep, it's Grow Cannabis. She also has a YouTube channel. Not as active, but she does post there about usually about twice a month, from what I've kind of realized. Um, some of the other ones we're currently working with is Man Down Gardening. He's been one of our bigger ones here recently. I talk
Mm-hmm.
to him all the time. Go check him out. He's in his boom phase on his channel. He's a newer grower and he's learned real fast. He's been having a lot of tips, tricks, everything that's helping a lot of people out. Mo growing.
Joe's Grove.
Joe's
Oh, I'd say
grows.
Joe's Grove.
Yeah, I got Mo growing. He's one of our older creators we worked with. He's not as active now because he has a lot going on in his personal life as well. With his growing scene, I know he's working on some big things in growing. Uh, but he has a lot of older videos with us you can go check out. Joe's Grows is one of our newer partners. He does a podcast. I think he uploads it once a week, maybe. Um,
I believe so.
I was on I want to say his second episode, maybe it's the third episode. You can go watch that with me over there. He's growing our Amnesia Haze. Koi Bacon,
Mhm.
Koi Bacon 420 on YouTube. He's been growing with us for pretty much the whole year now. He has several videos with us. Um, I can't think of no more off the top of my head. That's all I can think of. Oh, We Pop Smoke. That's one of our newer ones. He's a smaller creator. I can't remember. He's growing maybe Blue Dream. I can't think. One of the Blue Dream crosses. I'm pretty sure over on his
Blue
channel.
Dream or Blue Perched or
Some.
Blue, if it's you, Blue Peached. No.
Uh, yeah, Blue Peach, Blue Perched. Um, And then I would like to also thank all the seed companies we work with. We work with currently three seed companies. The oldest one we work with is Aqua Genetics. He's based out of Canada. I would go check his website out. It's probably just, I think it's just aquagenetics.ca or something like that. Something real
I,
simple. If you search Aqua Genetics, AEQUE,
yeah.
genetics, it pops right on up. It'll be the first thing to pop up. He has regs, fem photos, auto flowers, all of them. Um, he has a lot of strains. He drops a new drop once every 2 3 months usually.
Hmm, pretty
Fast
cool.
Buds is the next in line that we are working with. I don't have as much of a tight connection as them as I do the other ones, but we carry a lot of their strains. We also do sell just their seeds on our website too. We offer a lot of strains from them though. And then our newest one is Speedrun Genetics, which the plant he's grown right there is one of the speedruns. We currently offer four of their genetics, being Blappleberry Haze, Pound Dog,
Yeah.
Supreme Runts, and Sour Black Cherry Haze. Those are the four we
Yep.
offer from them. We will begin more of their genetics soon. They're a real great company also. The owner over there, his name's Ben. If you go
Ben,
on their website, let them know I sent you over. Uh,
I have a letter.
yeah, they will. He's super
I'll
active with
give you
his
your
community.
handwritten letter.
Yeah, he writes every order a handwritten letter. It's crazy. I wish I could
Yeah.
be. I wish I
I
had the
got
time
another
to
one
do
that'll be here
that.
tomorrow.
Yeah, Ben's a great guy. Tell him I said hi. If you go over there, check him out. Let him know he said hi. They have a Reddit page. It's just
Mm-hmm.
Speedrun Seeds over on
It's speed
Reddit,
run seeds.
and then
Yeah.
they have two Facebook pages just like us. Their main page and their group, which is also Speedrun Seeds.
Mhm.
And their website, if you search Speedrun Seeds, should be the first one to pop up. They
Yep.
are kind of the new wave of auto flyers. They're blown up right now. They
Oh
got
yeah.
a lot of real big plants. Like they have plant auto flyers that yielding upwards of a pound plus.
Here we go. Here's a comparison. Let me get my top cola.
Go for it.
Oh, oh never mind. Where'd that bitch go? Whatever. Here's one of the. Oh, it's hanging up. Oh, well, here's the other half of one of my plants. Right.
Yep.
That's from soil being cut. There's the difference.
Yeah, it's that plant you have gone's a monster.
Yeah.
And yeah, that, like I said, he has the pound dog from them. We offer that one on our website in buckets. But
This
yeah,
one's the F4 as well, which is also a purple variant
yes.
from the Anvil.
That's the thing with Speedrun. They don't just release mini F1 strains. They don't release first generation strains. They release a lot of.
Mhm.
I think their flagship strain is Granite Haze, and it's an F6
F6.
now. Pound Dog.
Yep.
I was talking to him. I want. Don't quote me. I want to say they're working on a new Pound Dog. Don't know if I'm supposed to say that or not, but I'm gonna say it anyways. I don't think it's covered none. It might not even be
No.
Pound Dog. It's one of their strains they've had around for a while. They're gonna release a next generation. I don't have a time frame on it. Just from what I've heard, they're making it even better. That's what they do. They have such good strains, and they still work to make them better.
They're so stable.
Super
I would
stable.
assume I would assume it's Pound Dog because they have Pound Dog at F5, which that's the other highest
Yeah,
generation they have.
I think he might have mentioned F4 might be the better of the two. I don't quote me on that. Also, I've talked to this
I
guy a
hope so.
lot. We've bullshitted a lot. So, but yeah, they're working on tons more over there. So check them out. Tell them we sent you over. Um, Anything else you can think of before we head on out?
Um, I don't think so. Besides, this is the easiest plant you'll ever grow.
Yeah,
It doesn't get any
as
easier.
simple as it
I've
gets.
never gardened before these other couple plants.
Yep,
My first plants
it's
were grow peaceful plants.
we got a lot of first time growers with us. If you're a first time grower, intermediate grower, or even you're an expert
Hmm.
grower, it's perfect. Even if you're an expert, you throw it in the back of your tin, you just water it and let it go. You don't have to work on it, nothing.
Yeah,
Um,
this plant, it's hands off for me. I don't got to do anything else
yeah,
to
I
it.
must say you can. He's trained his plant at most, but like I said, you can literally let him go and let him just do the Christmas tree effect. You'll still get as long
Hmm.
as you're watering properly and keep your humidity and temperatures at the right place, you can get several ounces off of a
Oh yeah.
plant real easy. And I've seen off of our plants, I've seen upwards of 7, 8 ounces out of these little 4 gallon buckets of just our nutrients of our soil, and I think we'll be pushing that even more and more. Like your plant there, that's easily going to be a 6, 7 ounce plant, I'm believing.
Oh, oh yeah.
And for a price tag, our price tag's only $54.95, $55. That includes shipping and all, free shipping.
Hmm.
And there's, like I said, I just named off all them YouTubers, whatnot. You can get discount codes for 10% off left and right. You never have to pay full price on our website. There's always a discount code available.
Yeah.
Along with that, we also offer refill kits, which is a bag of our soil with a seed. Do you actually have one available? Of course you do. So it comes with 2 bags soil, the bottom soil and the top soil,
Yep.
and
There we go.
it will come with a seed of your choice, just like the bucket, and you can use it to refill the bucket you've already bought, or if you have your own pot at home that you want to use, you can use it to just fill that up. It'll come with the same amount of soil that's in the bucket, usually roughly 4.5 gallons. And then we also offer just our soil as well. You can buy the same 2 bags without the seed for a little bit cheaper and grow your own seeds in it in your own pot. We offer our merchandise and whatnot. And then we also have a few other options like our subscriptions. You can subscribe and get it a little cheaper. And we also have the Growers Club, which is it's 3 tiers: bronze, silver, gold. It's $70, $120, and $250. Bronze comes with 1 bucket, silver's 2, and gold's 4. But the perks of that is you also get free stuff with it every cycle that you can subscribe. So you have 2 options: 1 month or 3 months. Uh, and every person that gets a membership, I always send them extra stuff to make it worth the money they're spending. Whether it be a grinder, extra seeds, just merchandise, all that
Hmm.
stuff. But yeah, so I appreciate everybody who watched. Hop over our website, check it out if you haven't before. I appreciate that a lot. And like I said, anybody that stayed this long, make sure you caught the giveaway in the middle there. And if you missed it
Mhm.
and skimmed through, then joke's on you. Rewatch and find the giveaway.
Right.
um,
Don't miss out.
don't miss out. So, yeah, no, it was fun. Thank you, Michael, for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
I'm hoping to do this way more. We'll have a bunch of guests on. Michael will probably be on quite often. Him and William probably cycle off quite a bit for doing tips and tricks and whatnot. I'm gonna try to get a bunch of different YouTubers and whatnot on with us too.
Mm,
What? How long were we on? 55-minute mark.
I
So
have
yeah,
no
about an
clue.
hour. Oh, that's. I'm aiming to do
Not
about
bad.
between 30 minutes and an hour and a half on all these podcasts. Try to keep it not too short, but not too long.
Yeah.
If you guys have any questions or anything, feel free to comment below or go over to one of our social medias and ask. And we also have a support
More
email if
info.
you have any problems. Growpeacefulhelp@gmail.com, and that'll get you connected with me over on the support. And yeah, I think that's everything. Awesome. Thank you everybody for watching. Take care. Have a wonderful night.